Hello everybody and welcome back to the She Shed. Here is part 2 of the Gotland fleece episode. So in the first episode, or part 1, I showed you the fleece, how it came to me, when I bought it, how I picked it, how I carded it, and now we're up to spinning it. So I ended up having 4 bags, so 4 rovings that I made from carding, and now we are ready to spin. I've got the wheels set up and ready to go, so let's get started. Okay, I don't know whether you can see, but Maggie's decided to join me. She wants to sit with me today. And okay, let's grab our first bag. Now, what I normally do is I take off a strip as thin as I can, and then I tease it out to be as thin as I can. And the reason why I do this is because I find that this helps to make my yarn more even. And at the end of the video you'll see what happened when I didn't spin all my yarn at the same time and did different techniques. So you'll have to wait to the end of the video to see that, what happened there. Alright, so here we go. So I've got my roving ready, and put it on my wheel. Now I'm going to still have VM or vegetation matter in this. Can't always get it out at each process, so you have to stop to get it out. And I don't know whether you can see there, but this is a lumpy bumpy fleece. It's got lots of bits in it, as in chunky whites, chunky blacks, a little bit of chunky brown, along with the uniform grey. So the wool comes out a bit chunky, the yarn, but I actually really like the effect that it has on the garment when it's been made up, or knitted or crocheted. Now I've already made some slippers from this yarn, and you will see that at the end. And when I finish spinning up this lot, I'm going to make a beanie, and if I have anything left over, maybe a headband. I never know how much yarn it's going to make up. You can't just go, right, 100 grams, and that's going to definitely make up 200 meters. It doesn't work out that way. It depends on the yarn itself, how it's spinning up, your technique. And the better I seem to get at this, the thinner the yarn seems to get, and therefore also go further. Some more VM. Okay, so I'm ready to join the next one on, so we just repeat that process. Get the bat, take a small piece off the side. I always go lengthways because there's more then. It's really painful to just keep stopping and starting all the time. Pull it out. Well, if you can hear some grinding in the background, hubby's doing some work for me. Hopefully going to introduce some new products to our store, Boom Creations. You'll have to watch this space. Okay, another one ready to go. That's actually got quite nice and long there. Okay, and joining together is just placing one over the top of the other, the end to the start. And just keep going. Now my technique is not necessarily the right technique. I don't pump the pedal. I go really slowly. I have tension, depends on the tension depends on the wool itself and what you're doing. Your tension was the hardest thing for me to get right. Sometimes I get it perfect, like I think I pretty much got it good today. Sometimes I just struggle to know it. It's the one thing that I'm still trying to get my head around. And how you actually feed it in is also up to you. I like doing the way you can see here, just little bits at a time, and I use my left hand to guide it along and maybe, you know, feel if there's lumps and bumps that I need to move on, and twist it a little bit more and smooth it out. That's just what I do. Some people do the long draw method, which is pulling it all the way back, but some yarns I can do that with, but I prefer to do the inch by inch method, which is what I'm doing here. Okay, so this is going to take me a little while to do all of this, and of course I'm not going to have you sit there and watch me do it. I think you'd switch off if you haven't already done so sooner rather than later. So what I'll do is I'll finish spinning all this up, put it in a ball, show you that, and then make the beanie and show you the results of the beanie. I'll also have the slippers that I made as well, show you them too. So I will leave. Oh, I better show you what I've been spinning. Hold on 2 secs. Let's pause just there with this spinning. Let's have a look. So here is the yarn so far. Not too bad. I actually really like this one because it's got all the variety of colours, and when you cut it you don't lose them all. Some fleece you do, they just blend too much, whereas this you can still see some browns and there's some black, and of course a lot of the white and the base colour of grey in there. So I will keep going with this, and when I've balled it up I will show you that, and so until then. So as I said in the beginning of part 1, we'd get back to these slippers. So I spun the yarn and I crocheted up one slipper. This slipper, nice slipper, lovely texture, feels gorgeous, love it. Didn't have enough yarn, so I had to do some more spinning. And I spun up this one. Lovely slipper, nice slipper. Bit thicker though. We've got a little bit of a problem. There's slipper number 1. There is slipper number 2. Can you see what the problem is? This is an epic fail. My first slipper is way smaller than my second slipper. So the moral to this story is spin up enough yarn in the first go so that your yarns will match, and therefore you will not have one big slipper and one small slipper. Not sure what to do with it now. Have to think about that. But what I learnt is now I spin all the yarn that I think that I'll need for the project that I want to do, so I won't have this happen again. Oh well, we live and learn. So here is the finished beanie. It's quite large. I made it men's size, but it would be really nice and comfortable for a female as well. Really happy with that. So that is the end of the process from the fleece to the garment. Hope you've enjoyed watching it, and thank you everybody for watching it. Have a great day.